In a world filled with magic, gods and men make war. The fabric of time is torn asunder, though the true tempest is not yet upon us. None shall weather these trials alone, and few survive them together, for there can be no balancing of the scales in the wake of ebon storms.
Last time, in Episode 9 of Ebon Storms, Selegna's mystic conversation with an unknown Confederate provided an amazing revelation. There is a traitor on the Guild High Council, working to help Selegna wrest control of the Mirrorstone. Next, we find Charn and Galena seeking help at a thieves' clave hidden in the Gyrin Deep. While they were there, 2 clave members, one severely burned, returned from an unexpected encounter with Dark Priest. Bound by the thieves' code to help, Charn suggested a plan to kidnap Father Nifigate, who could heal the thief's terrible wounds, but without revealing Charn's location. Meanwhile, Marcin and the party continued their pursuit of Charn and Galena, but were surrounded without warning by a group of red mages, the military arm of the guild, who rendered Krannik and Allandra's magic powerless. The red mages claimed to have been sent by the Grey Mage himself to arrest Allandra for crimes against the guild, but Allandra knew this was a hoax, and that the red mages would likely kill the party. She convinced the party of this, and persuaded the Red Mages to take Elrad back to the tower as well. She hoped secretly that Elrad's psychic powers could help the 2 of them escape quickly enough to double back and help the party fend off the remaining Red Mages. The party had few choices, and Allandra had only one appeal left at her disposal. Trust me. And now, Episode 10, By Tomorrow's End.
The party sits nervously at the bottom of the valley bowl, the dismal storm clouds rolling by overhead. They await the attack by the Red Robes. It has been less than half an hour since the Red Mage Caulder left, Allandra and Elrad in tow. Marcin sits quietly, attempting a facade of calm, sharpening a narrow throwing dagger, while Krannik continually eyes the direction from which they expect the attack, the faint path up the valley. Trellin sits at Thangar's back, eyes closed in weariness. Nifigate finishes a silent prayer to his goddess.
Krannik, how powerful is the magical protection you've placed on us?
I'm not sure. The silence had just worn off. Hard to tell. Normally provides protection from minor spells like that of sleep or numbness. It will likely fail against more powerful ones like those of fire or earth. Remember, I won't be much help once they attack. They'll likely recast the silence. Without magic, I truly don't see how we can do anything against them. Trellin.
Oh, I'm sorry, Krannik. I wasn't looking.
I don't suppose you remember how it was you destroyed that shade back in the Morven Reach.
No, I remember what you said I did, but I don't really remember it. My memory still escapes me. I can sometimes recall a word or a phrase, but they mean nothing. They don't make sense. My memory just twists and bends to escape my grasp. It's like trying to hold a snake. Krannik, look at the bracelet on my arm. Tell me what you see.
Well, it's a bracelet made of gold, in the shape of a winged snake. What do you mean? There's no inscription.
Does it look magical to you?
No, I sense nothing from it. It's a simple bracelet.
It's spirit of my... It can... Damn it! Why can't I remember?
Don't give up. Keep trying. You saved our lives when you remembered your magic song. Maybe the song will come back to you.
Perhaps the shock of watching us die will help you remember.
Don't say such things. Faith in Illuma will...
Faith in gods and liars will do us little good against red mages. Neither will staring at jewelry. Never trust guildsmen. They have their own timetable. The guild always does. She probably prepares her subordinates as we speak, telling them of our weaknesses. She might well have planned this trap from the beginning.
We must have faith in our own skills if we are to have a chance at success.
For once, I'll agree with you, Father. I have faith that I can gut a red robe or two before they take me.
The silence has been cast. They begin their attack. Get ready.
Those spells of yours had better work, Krannik, or this'll be a damn short battle.
Nifigate begins praying anew, kneeling in the mud at the center of the small group. Thangar places his hand on his sword, still sheathed, anxiously eyeing the lip of the valley. Crouching near the fire, Marcen nonchalantly pulls 4 throwing daggers from ankle sheaths, hiding them in a fold of her cloak. Trellin continues staring at the bracelet, seemingly charmed by its tiny ruby eyes. Krannik stands wearily, sure of himself, and starts walking away from the others.
The red robes approach.
Krannik!
They'll attack me first, so I will stand away.
Get back here!
I remember the words. Blood of the elves, by the spirit of my ancestors and the power of the soul song, I command the Oriad Viper to serve my will.
The golden bracelet begins to glow, slowly writhing about Trellin's forearm. Uncoiling, it drops to the ground and swells quickly, becoming a winged serpent almost twice Trellin's size.
What manner of sorcery is this?
I don't care where it came from, but tell me you can control it. Attack!
Marcen and the others continue to watch in amazement as the serpent spreads its wings and takes to the air, springing towards the 6 advancing red robes. 2 mages immediately break apart from the others.
Valum, Dorset, Malor, Fazakai!
Their hands erupt with scarlet spheres, which plunge immediately towards the approaching viper. The golden serpent flies straight to the spheres, absorbing the brunt of their magic, then continues towards the 2 red robes.
Phrasis, pull your sword! Valanum, Dorset, Mal. Ah!
The force of its flight behind it, the viper drives its fangs into flesh. The mage shudders instantly, a corpse even before gravity drags him from his horse.
Clean, help me!
The second mage meets the same fate, convulsing stiffly as he hits the ground. Meanwhile, the remaining attackers regroup and cast a stronger spell.
Mador, Kai Roth, Metze Flor, Kai Denat Pax!
Blue-black bolts of power flash towards the serpent, which again flies heedlessly into them, and is consumed in a blast of arcane energy which rocks the valley. The arcane glare fades, and the golden bracelet falls still once more.
Where's Krannik? I can't see him.
He was caught in the blast from the mages. We have to help him.
No, attack! Thangar, take the 2 on the left. I'll see what I can hit with these.
Marcen makes her attack, hurling her daggers at the 2 nearest mages. 2 strike human targets. One thunks solidly into a mage's chest. The second buries itself in another's calf. Thangar rushes at the remaining 2, trying to reach them before one of them finishes her spell.
More from behind.
You and your friend would do well to surrender.
Now for. You got a short sword. Too bad it was made wrong.
The few remaining red robes assess the grim turnings of the battle. The greater number of them lie dead or dying.
Retreat and regroup. We must send for reinforcements. Ride, go alert Caulder.
A wagon rolls eastward, away from the battle between the party and the red robes, carrying Elrod and Allandra to a fate as yet undetermined. They sit, bound hand and foot within the confines of a wagon, a stout iron cage between them and freedom. Caulder sits at the wagon's front, lashing the 4 horses into a faster gait. The 2 other red robes ride separately alongside, keeping cautious watch on their surroundings.
How far do you think we've come?
3 hikes or more. We should be out of range of the second group by now. Now get us loose.
One question before I start. What are we supposed to do about those 3 red robes out there? They'll kill us before we can take 2 steps from the wagon.
We'll just have to kill them first.
You would do that?
I don't have much choice.
All right. I'll use my psychic hand to untie you. The bond should loosen if the knots aren't too tight. I see the knot before me. Grasp it with my mind. Pull. No, twist. The knot is the puzzle of the line. The line in 3 spaces Pull. There!
You did it. My hands are free. Why do you slump so? This tires you? You can enter the minds of others, but untying knots tires you?
It's far easier to work from psyche to psyche than it is from mind to matter. Moving objects is very tiring. Now please, untie me.
Are you too tired to pick the cage lock? We must time it, else it will swing open with the motion of the wagon, alerting them to our escape. There.
Thanks. I can probably do it, but it will likely take all I have in me. Meanwhile, what are we going to do when the cage opens? We'll be burnt to ash as soon as they see us.
They took my spell book, but I know a simple illusion that will serve us well. I'll cast it, then signal to you to unlock the cage. One of the horsemen will likely ride off to investigate the diversion. I know not what the other will do. Hopefully, he'll ride back here to check on us. We'll sit in the wagon with our hands behind our backs as if still bound, and then...
And then we'll attack an armed red robe? You're insane.
It's our only chance. My dagger and spellbook lie over there in the corner. We can get them on the way out.
Well, it was nice to have met you. Just say when. The lock should take less time than the knot, though I'm going to have a headache.
Elrad closes his eyes once more, concentrating on the lock, waiting for the signal to unlock it, while Allandra begins her illusion.
Jadis, Mira Undi, Sacnoesis, Sacnovetiar, Sibyllus.
Do you hear that? Sounds like someone approaching from the bushes to the right. Caulder, stop the wagon. Whoa!
Go check it out. I'll look in on Lady Allandra and the Renegade.
One of the red-robed guards rides off, while the other approaches the wagon's back gate.
Steady. Now!
With a thrust, Allandra kicks the gate loose, catching a stunned red mage full in the face and knocking him backwards. Allandra drives immediately for her magical dagger.
Satragoth, Ramamundi, Rafamont!
Allandra's dagger crackles with blue fire as it thrusts itself deep into the mage's chest.
Go!
Allandra?
Run!
The other red mage realizes the trick and comes galloping back to the wagon, in time to see Elrad and Allandra slip around a tree.
Caulder, they escaped!
Run! What now?
They'll catch up sooner or later. I think I'll face them here on my terms, while I still have my breath.
No, you'll be killed!
Allandra begins tracing complex patterns in the air.
Desa, Neil, Sornak Fortis, Thera, Tregor, Keria, Kel.
Finishing her incantation, she points her fingers skyward, then shimmers and disappears.
Allandra? Allandra?
There you are, Renegade. I have a spell of sleep for you.
Allandra glimmers back into view, behind the red robe, who now stands with a dagger in his back. He slumps to the ground as Allandra jerks her blade free.
Allandra, where's Caulder?
Nearby, I'm sure.
Let's run. Maybe we can escape his notice.
I very much doubt that.
Allandra and Elrad start back in the direction of the valley, where they split from the other adventurers. They walk for a short distance before Allandra breaks the silence.
You can show yourself now, Caulder. You should have realized that I have known where you were all along.
Slight movement to their right draws their attention to Caulder the Red, who walks out from behind a large oak, silver enchanted dagger floating near his left shoulder. With a flourish, Allandra sheds her violet robes, the robes underneath a brilliant glittering blue. About her neck hangs the fragment of mirror stone, which shows no hint of its prophetic power.
Elrad, stay back. This lies between Caulder and I.
Had I not witnessed it with my own eyes, I would not have believed it possible. Allandra the Blue, once my mentor, committing the most grievous of crimes against the Guild. My lord was correct. You have betrayed the Guild.
Your lord? Tell me, Caulder, what is the identity of your lord? Certainly not Gareth. The one who sends you is the true traitor. Of course you will not believe me.
As you can see, my lady, I do not. You must die for your crimes against the Guild. I have attained the twin to the dagger of Satragoth you hold. Submit, or die. Which do you choose?
With a gesture and a brief command word, Allandra summons her dagger to float in the air before her. The two mages stare in silence for a moment. Then the daggers collide and clash. battling for dominion. Slash and parry, check and thrust, the two mages concentrate their energies on the conflicting blades.
You have improved, Caulder. I taught you well.
The scales tipped to my basket. Stay, my lady.
You were wrong.
The two mages continue their struggle, unaware that Elrad has closed his eyes in concentration.
Caulder!
The tiniest of distractions causes Caulder to falter for the breadth of a heartbeat, allowing Allandra's dagger to find its mark. A faint hissing sound can be heard as the dagger sinks deep into Caulder's arm, emptying its blade full of virulent toxin. Weakened and startled, Caulder slumps to the forest floor. Allandra kneels beside him.
You cheated.
I won. Your final lesson, Caulder. I regret that it came to this, but my purpose goes far beyond the worth of your life.
You'll be disrobed for this.
Why, dear Caulder, I already have been.
In the Thieves' Clave, Bethan and Charn stand over an unconscious Nifigate, while Galena and the others tend to the gravely injured young thief Sandis. They have been back at the Thieves' Clave only a little while, and stand amazed that they made it back at all.
I can't believe we defeated 3 red mages. We should all get high marks for this.
We would if our high mark had allowed us time to raid the bodies. Why, their robes alone would have fetched a rich man's treasury. I'll bet a day's loot they had at least 100 gold on them each.
Seth risked his life to help poor Sandis, and all you can do is bicker about money? There were 5 red robes there, and signs of more. Your greed might have gotten us all killed.
Where am I?
Be calm, Father. You're safe here.
What happened? Where are... Joe?
Be still, Father. You had a spider web on your face. Bethan, go and get the good father a cup of water.
Yes, High Mark Seth.
Seth? What is the meaning of...
Silently. You will call me Seth if you wish to see the light of day again. Understand?
What manner of... I don't want to know. I don't. Why have I been brought here? Was I charged from behind? Did the red robes get the others? Are they well?
You were brought here to heal a gravely injured friend. As for your traveling companions...
Your water, Father.
Thank you.
The last I saw of them, they were winning the battle against the red robes.
Oh, good. Now who needs Illuma's gift?
Please, Father. Sandis is fading fast.
You're ready to begin, aren't you, Father?
Yes, I suppose I am.
Nifigate gets to his feet and walks over to stand above Sandis's body, where he gently begins removing the bandages.
By the light, how did this happen?
We were attacked by some dark priests. Sandis was badly burned.
Dark priests. Illuma save us. These wounds burned down to his soul. Then, the shadow fire. Poor man.
Can you heal him, Father?
I cannot, but Illuma walks where no mortal can crawl.
Please, Father, do what you can.
Holy Illuma, goddess of the morn, lantern of infinite love, touch this child who has been blighted by shadow, burned by evil's dark fire. Let him find ease and comfort in your healing breath. Strengthen his soul as well as his flesh, that he may walk down the path to your bright wisdom. In your light we walk. Illuma be praised. Galena, cover his burns again and let him rest.
Yes, Father.
Will he live?
Trust in Illuma. Her candle shall light your path. The young man will sleep this night and most of tomorrow. When he wakes, his burns should be gone. Now, may I return to my companions? They may also require Illuma's healing.
Seth, he is your capture.
You've served your purpose here, Father. I'll return you to your camp. Then Galena and I will be off. Galena, gather our supplies. Varden, I acknowledge your hospitality. You are a credit to your clave.
We have benefited from your wisdom, High Mark Seth. May your travels bring you good fortune.
Without a ritual handshake, Charn, Galena, and Nifigate leave the clave. Once they have left the clave, Nifigate turns to Charn.
What is the meaning of this?
Wait, Father, let me explain. First of all, Charn did not do any of the things which he stands accused of. I witnessed a red mage kill Father Jonas, but never had a chance to tell anyone. This man is a thief, but not a killer. He risked all to get you back here to save Sandis's life.
It's unnatural for a priest to trust a thief, Princess. Father, your party should be a few hikes away. We'll be going now.
Father, we need your help.
Galena?
Father, we think the High Priest of the West is in great danger.
What? What do you mean?
The Dark Priest burned Sandis because he overheard them talking about the Church of Illuma being dealt a fatal blow. We figure they plot to assassinate the High Priest when he speaks in Aragorn.
Oh, no.
He's to give a public sermon to lift the people's spirits.
If the priest is killed and a thief blamed, the guild and what's left of the church will band together and destroy every clave in Rumelia. We can't let that happen.
The church would fall into ruin. In the face of such evil, the people would lose faith. Could the guild be working with the Church of Evil?
Well, Lady Allandra said there was a traitor on the guild high council before she and Elrad were arrested.
What? Elrad arrested? By who?
Too long a story. We've no time. We must get back to the others and rush to Aragon. We have to save...
Hold it, Father. Don't you remember why we're out here in the deep? I'm not setting foot near Thangar and the others. They'll kill me.
No.
What about a note?
A note?
Yes. We leave the others a letter telling them what we've learned. Give them time to think things through.
Where would we place such a letter and be sure that they would find it?
How about the entrance to the thieving cave?
Clave. It's hidden from view. You see it only now because you've been in it and watched our path as we left. The others won't even come this way. The only reason I did is because I found the markings of a nearby clave.
There's the answer. Leave the note near one of the markings for the clave. Marcen, the thief, will find it.
Marcen?
She's joined with us in Shaskareth after you left. Marcen hails from the eastern claves. She's here to find you, to be tried for abandoning your brethren in the east.
Wonderful. One more to add to the list of pursuers and persecutors. Do you have a parchment and quill, then? We have little time left.
What should we write?
We tell them the truth.
Selegna kneels in prayer, safe in his dark sanctuary within the Temple of Zendikar. The Black Temple remains the unholiest place in all of Rumelia, though it shelters a man who perhaps has more faith in his lord than most priests of Illuma. Selegna kneels before the mighty symbol of his god, the blood-red ruby cut in the shape of a grasping hand. He awaits a sign of what is to come.
Lord Zendikar, the children of the light shall soon be crushed by the weight of their own grief. Even now your servants travel north to deliver the final fatal blow to your immortal enemy and her pitiful following. The mortal powers of this world shall soon fall, making room for your order, your reign. Those who stood against you through Ralcazar's overconfidence shall fall before the scythe. I have already riddled their faith with doubts, and their flesh will soon suffer as well. Teach me, Lord of Darkness, to remain always humble and reverent before you, for I strive only to secure your glory. By the hand, the shadow shall reign.
Selegna continues kneeling for a moment in silence, then gets to his feet and walks silently out of the sanctuary. As Selegna readies to enter his private chambers, a short, dark-robed priest catches up with him.
My lord Selegna, your servant in the guild wishes urgently to speak with you. He claims something has gone terribly wrong.
For him, maybe, but not for us. It would seem the Lady Allandra and her companions have triumphed. Thank you. I shall attend to the matter.
Selegna changes his destination, walking now to the skull chamber. Locking the doors behind, he walks over to the ancient skull and enchants it once again.
By the feral power of the grave, by the father of all that is dark, let the words of the one whose soul burns with power lust speak now through this ancient vessel.
Once more, the skull rises to hover in midair, its eye sockets ablaze with a deadly emerald light. Once again, the reek of 1,000 graves permeates the room as the jaw moves in speech.
Selegna, everything has failed. The Red Mages failed to apprehend Allandra.
Yes, they are all dead. My sources report that Allandra was indeed apprehended, but she escaped afterward, killing several Red Mages in the process.
Allandra would never kill a fellow mage. Caulder was her student. Even she would not do that.
She did. For some morals fall to the wind when their life is threatened. I'll wager she somehow saw through the forged writ of arrest.
She will certainly be disrobed for this.
Again I ask, who will accuse her? You
This gets too complicated. Already Allandra and Gareth may know that I betrayed the guild. What can I do?
Take the next logical step.
Which is?
Eliminate them as a threat.
Kill them?
Murder does not solve every problem. They must be eliminated. Destroy Allandra. But for the original plan to truly succeed, the Grey Mage should be disgraced. Take control of the Mirror Stone.
Do you rave? Only the Grey Mage knows how to tap the true stone.
Ah, but have you ever tried? You wear the answer about your neck. Listen closely. Cannot those fragments be used to communicate with each other?
In times of emergency, we can use them to contact another. But the power travels through the central stone.
Then it would seem reasonable that, were you to possess full control of the central stone, you would have the power to contact each of your fellows.
Possibly.
You have already received the dark fragment, which has been tainted for our purposes. Plant the dark stone in the Grey Mage's chambers, as I've mentioned before. Then use the central stone to destroy Allandra.
I'll blame Gareth for Allandra's death. When he is disrobed, then I will become Grey Mage and control the guild. Yes. By Moon's last flight tomorrow, Allandra the Blue will be no more. Gareth the Gray will have been disgraced, and the remnants of the council will look to me for guidance. I will contact you when it is done.
By tomorrow, I hope to speak with the new head of the guild. Let the darkness go with you, my lord. By the shadow of the hand, let the grave fill once more. Oh, my dear treacherous blue mage, how foolish you are. What a perfect moment it will be when you realize what you have done. For if you succeed in destroying Gareth the Gray and Allandra the Blue, the guild would most certainly fall as well. By tomorrow's end, the guild shall be no more.
Tomazic as the narrator, Bert Jean as Thangar, Jennifer Lewis as Marcin, John Young as Father Nippiat, Christine Long as Trellin, Chris Biddle as Krannik the Green, Shane Ernst as Red Mage number 1, Shane Fox as Red Mage number 2, Edward Hauser as Red Mage number 3, Amy Royce as Red Mage number 4, Chris Hutchins as Elred, Erin A. Koch as Allandra the Blue, Corey Harrison as Red Guard number 1, Scott Gastineau as Red Guard number 2, Thomas E. Ruddick as Caulder the Red, R. Gary Hatchell as Varden, Shane Fox as Gender, Carol Bradley as Galena, C. Jordan Myers as Lynn, Will Chandler as Charn, Hope Campbell as Bethan, Rob Berry as Selecta, Shane Ernst as Dark Priest number 1, and Kurt M. Wiegel as the Spirit Skull. Ebon Storms was written and directed by Shane Ernst and Darrell Goffinet. Original music composed and performed by Edward Hauser and Scott Spear. Chief Editor, Shane Fox. Technical Engineer, Scott Spear. Art and Publicity, Shane Fox. Last Summer Productions would like to thank the Western Kentucky University Department of Music and Purdue University. This is Shane Ernst. This has been a Last Summer production.